Now, intellectual humility, why we're all here today, is humility around specific ideas or beliefs. And so when we apply humility to intellectual humility, the idea here is we can intrapersonally, we can acknowledge and own the limitations of our beliefs. So one way of thinking about this is admitting that we all have these different biases, right? We're constrained with cognitive biases. So all of us are a little bit wrong about everything. And some of us are very wrong about a few things. So that's kind of like the first thing is acknowledging that we have these limitations. We don't know it all. Our beliefs have limits because we have limits. Interpersonally means responding non-defensively. You encounter someone who has beliefs that are different than yours and remaining open to revise those beliefs along the lines of sufficiently strong evidence. So basically, you're saying, I believe something until I have enough evidence to believe something else. So that would be intellectual humility. I acknowledge I have limitations. I'm willing to revise my beliefs if I encounter sufficiently strong evidence to do so. Yeah, so I think there are a number of benefits for intellectual humility. One of the large benefits of humility in general is it's helpful in social relationships. So there are social benefits. So if you're thinking about someone who has intellectual humility, this person probably is easier to get along with and live with because they can more non-defensively express their beliefs. And if you present them with sufficiently strong evidence, they're going to change their mind. So probably the hugest benefit we see is socially. There's these social benefits of humility, of intellectual humility. And we've even seen this where we've designed studies where we have people interact with people who are part of an out group, and after they get insulted, they're much less likely to respond in a retaliatory or defensive or aggressive way if they're high in intellectual humility. So one of the biggest benefits is that there's social benefits. I think a second benefit is if I think I'm really good at everything and I have, and I'm the best and there's no way to grow, I'm pretty personally limited. So owning and acknowledging that I could be wrong and I have limitations gives you a more accurate view of yourself and the world around you, and it opens you up to learn new things, right? But if you're so doggedly committed to the belief that you already know what's right, man, you're never gonna learn anything.
I would honestly say for teachers who are worried about, is humility going to be okay? Is it going to be helpful? That seems like a really good question to me, because it would almost be like if you're trying to ride a bike, you are trying to stay balanced. You don't want to tip too far one way. You don't want to tip too far the other way. And I think it takes a little bit of time to kind of figure out the right balance of how do you offer structure and kind of assert yourself, but do that in a way where you're comfortable with yourself and you're confident enough to kind of show a receptiveness to students and a willingness to adjust to students.